Welcome back to Software Inc., everybody. We begin today with a time lapse because we are building, well, another building. Spoiler. It's right there. You can see what we're doing. This is going to be a building for two new teams. We're going to have a contract marketing team and a contract support team. And the purpose of these two teams is to handle third-party tasks. So contract marketing is going to deal with marketing deals, and contract support will handle the support deals. And the reason I want to do this is essentially because of what I said in the last episode. I want to start increasing our reputation in the industry. At the point of recording, at the point of building this new office, Nerdrosoft is a 1.5 star out of 6 company. We're not really regarded all that highly in the industry. Now, by the end of this video, we are going to be like a 5.9 out of 6. I'm not going to tell you exactly how we do it, but just stay tuned because it's actually something that is really easily repeatable, and I feel like we'll probably get fixed and kind of patched out of the game one day because it's a little cheesy as well, but that's all I'm saying. I'm not, the part of the job of a YouTuber is to kind of keep you watching. So if you want to know what's going on there, you're going to have to keep watching the video, all right? I'm just saying. Anyway, the whole structure here is basically taking Corporate Ugly, which is the style that we used on the original Nerdrosoft Tower, and bringing it up to the standard that you would have in the 90s, because this thing is getting built in the mid to late 90s. So it's not got as many curves and kind of cut corners. It's not got as much Nerdrosoft purple / burgundy throughout the building. It does still have some, but it also introduced a bit of a wood paneling on the exterior of the building as well. I'm actually really, really pleased with how this turned out. It's a design that I've had in my head for about a week or two now. I thought about it even before I built the Nerdrosoft Tower. I had this image of like a sort of two buildings, one at an angle, at a 45-degree angle to the other, the 45-degree one being intersected by a corridor coming off of the main building. And this is essentially what I pictured in my head. At least it's a lot closer to what I pictured in my head when compared to how I pictured the Nerdrosoft Tower looking. It's a little bit chunkier and longer than I wanted it to be, but to be fair, we don't even have enough room in the Nerdrosoft Tower for all the teams that we're going to need. So yeah, it's probably a good thing. It gives me an opportunity to build something like this, which is a fully functional and featured building, by the way. It has air conditioning, it has heating, it has meeting rooms, canteens, kitchen, well, a meeting room, a canteen, a kitchen, it has bathrooms. It has, it's by the end of the video, it will have 2 functional studios with room for another 4 studios if we really want to, and we can put another 4 teams in there. This building has dedicated receptionists and cleaners as well, and that's all through room grouping, which is a thing that I'm still trying to get to grips with in Software Inc. But all in all, I'm really pleased with how the building turns out, and hopefully you will be as well. We got the Nerdrosoft sign on it in a bunch of places. We got some air conditioning, like I said, right up there on top. I think this does actually feel like a really nice evolution of the company, and it actually wasn't that expensive to build either. Like, it really, I don't even think we end up in a situation where we lose money in the month after this thing gets built. I think we still turn a profit. This thing really was not all that expensive, which is good. And I mean, that's including these servers. This, not only does this have like canteen and kitchen, it has a full hosting space, and that's going to be the server for external hosting. So again, that's going to be deals, whereas the other hosting server is going to become the Nerdrosoft hosting server. Anyway, you get the idea. You can see what's going on. What we're going to go ahead and do is leave it there for the time lapse, and we'll get into some gameplay. You'll get a bit of a better look at what's going on with this new building, and we'll start getting the reputation up there a little bit. We'll start turning Nerdrosoft into a respectable well, respectable is maybe not the word when you see how we do it, but regardless, let's get into some gameplay. And just like that, we have another building. And I'm actually really quite pleased with how this thing has turned out. I'm not gonna walk you through every single little detail because while I'm recording this part of the video, I haven't recorded the commentary for the time lapse yet. So I probably will go through and explain my thinking on this building in the time lapse phase, although I realize I haven't actually done the colors on this bit exactly right. So let's just get that updated. There we go. I don't know. I think this is cool. I think it's kind of a nice development of the corporate ugly that we established with the original Nerdrosoft tower over here. It looks like another Nerdrosoft building. It's just a little bit more modern and it kind of fits that 90s vibe. So I'm really pleased with this. Now, what I've gone ahead and done is I have established two teams. We have contract marketing and we have contract support. And I've gone ahead and taken some contracts, some deals for those teams. So we have two marketing jobs here at the bottom and a support job. And essentially, we're knocking it out of the park. We're getting all of them absolutely perfect. And that is exactly what we want to be doing. In fact, we could probably take another marketing job if we had one available. I'm also thinking we're going to go ahead and start taking more hosting jobs because we have this monster server 6 right here. So let's go ahead and rename server 6 to hosting, or I guess we'll rename it to contract hosting, right? So contract hosting, and then this will be in, I guess, Nerdrosoft hosting is what we'll call that. So the Nerdrosoft hosting server is what we will put our own things on. And then the contract hosting server is what we'll put other things on. So let's move these processes onto the contract hosting server. And that way the Nerdrosoft server has nothing going on. And then essentially, if we go back to the Nerdrosoft server and go back to the store servers, we can actually, well, actually, no, we can't upgrade any of them. They're all already towers. So that's fair enough. The upstairs ones also upgraded as well. So basically, what I've done is I've got the system that I was talking about wherein I can take contracts and boost my business reputation with these contracts. So that's kind of fantastic. Now, let's take this hosting job here on the contract hosting server. We have March. You want 900,000 copies of something by March. We could do it, but I don't trust that I'll do it very well. So let's go ahead and take some more support jobs. This one is up in, well, this month. This one is September 2007. And it's only 17,000. Ooh. I don't know that I necessarily, I'll take an August 2001 contract since it's not too far out. March 2004 is a little much. Let's just stick with the two that we have and see if we can keep those two companies nice and happy there. Now, what are these complaints about? Can't find food? Deal with it. Now, a little something I did decide to do that's a little bit cheeky is I went in and accepted contracts for all of this different stuff here. And basically, I've assigned every single team that I have to work on all of this. It's all due in a month. But what I'm going to do is just turn it all in at the end of today and see what it does. And yeah, there you go. Outstanding quality. Outstanding quality. Outstanding quality. And you notice it's leveling up my business a little bit there. Outstanding quality. Outstanding quality and outstanding quality. So that has pushed me up to almost a 3-star business, which is fantastic. That's what I was hoping it would do. And it's thrown some contracts at me. So we have some marketing opportunities. Let's go ahead and take those. We'll give them to the contract marketing team and they can deal with those. We'll just move them above the support tasks and hopefully they can deal with 2 more. We have support right here, which is pretty good. We'll take that as well and minimize it. And again, the idea here is that we're going to be pushing our business reputation up quite considerably, and hopefully that's going to encourage more companies to sign my digital distribution deal, which is kind of what I'm going for. We're slowly climbing back up there. We do only have a 4% cut right now, but if we can get my reputation to where I'd want it to be, hopefully we can go a heck of a lot higher than just a 4% cut, but you know, in due time. Now, let's make sure that Vertex is doing what we want it to do, because I'm noticing the price is falling off, or the profits are falling off a little bit. So let's get this thing updated. Let's fix some bugs. We'll throw it in source control. And Vector 5, I want to do exactly the same thing. Oh no, Vector 5 is already being worked on, so that's fine. We'll throw this up here. NerdOS is actually ready to go into beta, which is a huge deal. Vector 5 is actually almost done, which is also a pretty big deal in terms of this update here. And it looks like my contract teams are staying on top of absolutely everything, which is what we want them doing. That's kind of huge. That's kind of a big deal. We're doing it. We're doing this. Now, this is a little bit concerning. Money is dropping off pretty quick at the minute. And I think it's mostly the likes of Vertex and Vector not selling as much as they once were. Now, I should say, I'm not expecting these contracts and stuff like that to make us a bunch of money. That's not at all what those are about. But they do boost my reputation, and that's kind of what I'm going for. Now, here's what I'm going to do, and you can sort of see what I'm up to. I've got every single team assigned to these jobs, and I can go in here and I can say, let's see, am I in this list anywhere? I might be. I absolutely am. My inspiration's pretty bad though. So we will chill a little bit on using me. We'll use Rosie to lead up this particular task. And what we're going to do is we're just going to grab a bunch more contracts. We're going to grab all of the ones that we can do in a month. We're going to accept all of that work and just watch how quickly my designers and everybody just kind of gets through this stuff. So obviously some of them are taking a little bit longer, but we can develop these guys, and then these guys will start moving a little bit quicker. We can promote these guys, and these guys are maybe going to take a little bit longer than expected. But regardless, there's no bugs to fix on some of this. It was inadequate, which is slightly disappointing, but I am a 3-star company. No bugs to fix. That was inadequate, but it did level me up a little bit. Can you see where I'm going with this? That one was outstanding. This is a very cheesy, very cheeky way to level up your company and get better deals. And I'm kind of here for it, because we're just that good. That's how I see it. And now, thanks to all of that, we are almost a 4-star company out of 6. So no complaints from me. Having a look in here, we have some marketing tasks to take up as well. I'm going to take a risk on these guys. I'm going to take all 3 of them and give them to my contract marketing team. And we'll move these guys just up so they're organized a little bit. Now, something I realized is I can actually hide all the deal stuff on the right side of the screen. And eventually I'm going to want to do that. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push out this update for Vector 5, and Vertex 2 is going to take a bit of time. So we're not going to stress too much about that. Looking at the stats here, I might have bitten off more than I can chew. I didn't. My marketing team's doing fantastic, so my reputation's going to be great. I want to start marketing, I guess, NerdOS, right? It's I don't know how good it is, but in terms of a release date, it is going to be this year. Although, let's have a look. Do we have any operating systems coming out? Now, we have a phone operating system coming out in December of '99. That is a big deal. We should get on that at some point. We could make phones. But I think what we'll do is we'll announce December of '99 as the release date for NerdOS. And then we'll go into marketing. We'll just throw marketing team at NerdOS and let them kind of do their thing, let them figure it out. And in terms of a press build, I'm going to throw a press build out there as well. I don't know if it's going to be successful. I don't know if the press is going to like it, but it's about time we get this thing out the door. Hopefully start making some money with it. We can start making a sequel right away. And I also need to start printing some copies. So let's limit this thing to 100,000 copies a month. I don't think, or sorry, 100,000 copies in stock. I don't think we're going to need that much, but we'll see what ends up happening. I'm hoping for good things. 43 followers. Ugh. Let's see. Cool Neat Productions canceled a deal. Another company signed a deal. Not bad. Are we looking good on this? We are actually up to 62%. So that's good. There's not as many companies as there used to be though. I mean, like Funk Studio or whatever they were called, the one that published some of my first products, is gone. It's interesting as well that the top company is only worth 227 million. So I'm wondering if we should start to just buy out other companies and start just absorbing the market. I know the game's sort of designed to not let you do that anymore, but I feel like I could probably do it. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I could probably pull that off. Now let's bring the priority on this. Actually, let's keep the priority up there on NerdOS and bring these guys down to 9. I kind of want the NerdOS release done as soon as possible. And actually, let's put my contract marketing team on that real quick just to see if we can get this thing sped up at all. Although I think they're going home, so let's not keep them on that because I don't really want them to slow down their contract work, which is still going very, very well. Oh, beautiful! Marketing on Vertex 2 and Vector has gotten up to unavoidable. That is exactly what we wanted. Now, I also want to look and see, is there anything, there's nothing to port Vertex 2 to. Is there anything to port Vector over to? And it looks like there absolutely is not. There's no active users on that. We could port it to NerdOS though. So we could absolutely port Vector to NerdOS. Vertex we can't. Oh, we can. Okay, let's do that. Let's get Amplitude ready for NerdOS as well. And Bug Blocker, I don't think we'll worry about it. Horse Simulator, I don't think we'll worry about it. Let's just see, I guess, if we can get these ported in time. I'm hoping we can. It's actually looking like there's going to be pretty good progress. My biggest seller right now is Vector, so let's make that the priority over the other porting tasks. And then we'll bring Vertex up and make it a priority at some point as well. I'm excited for this. I'm actually really excited for this. The press release for NerdOS is about to be done and is done. And there's a few followers, which is fair enough. So hopefully it sells. Hopefully it's good. If it isn't, I'm going to be annoyed. I'll be honest with you. I'll be upset. 2 companies have signed my digital distribution deal. Let's have a little look. We are up to 96.92% of the market. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. How are we looking in terms of money then? So deals right now are there. Distribution is minus 931,000. So I don't know that we're necessarily making money on distribution. I don't know if deals are a part of that, but you know what? I'm sure digital distribution as we get into the new millennium will blow up a little bit. And just like that, it is December 1999. NerdOS is not very popular, but a lot of bugs have been fixed. So let's release it and see what happens. I'm not expecting a miracle. They don't know who we are. We got 5, 2, and 5 though. I'll take it. I'm gonna give it a $75,000 marketing budget. I might regret that. In fact, it looks like it doesn't have a budget. Just make sure it's 75,000, which it absolutely is. Make that priority 1. Vertex is going to come down to 8. Vector is going to come down. In fact, they can both come down to 7. Amplitude 2 is going to come down to 4. And hopefully we can do this. Hopefully we can do this. Is it good? It's outstanding. It's also inspiring. That's good. Let's, I guess, hit it with an update. Let's bring networking up to date. Let's bring audio up to date. Let's bring 3D up to date, 2D up to date, and systems up to date. That's going to take about 2 years to update this operating system to modern standards. That's not good. Okay, let's go down the list. So the network team needs to be working on this. The audio team needs to be working on this. The 3D, the 2D, and the systems team all need to be working on this. Which is a lot, but to be fair, I think it's probably an important update to get that out there. It's $99. It would be nice to start working on a sequel immediately. So we're gonna start working on NerdOS. We'll call it NerdOS 2 for now. and we'll use the existing NerdOS Core framework, which is fine. We're going to give it everything it had previously, and then we'll have to bring the tech level up a little bit on 3D rendering. In fact, we have to bring the tech level up on everything, so the framework might not really do anything for us. I think all the framework's going to do is, yeah, nothing. So this is going to take approximately 2 years to make what we have already. But what I want to do is, I want to give this a windowing system. I want to give it cloud backups. I want to give it an app store. Well, I don't want to give it an app store. I don't care about that. But I want to make sure it's good and interesting. We could give it code signing. We could give it user accounts, I guess, would be interesting. I think the windowing system is probably the biggest deal, right? Windowing and notifications. We'll go for those, and that'll be NerdOS 2. 144 is the recommended. I'm going to go 115, so it's going to be more expensive. I'm so tempted to make it subscription-based. So tempted to do that. I'm not going to, because I think it'll be a bad idea. Next page is whatever. Auto balance doesn't matter. And then the lead designer. Can I make me the lead designer, or am I in a bad spot? No, I can't. Okay. Rosie, what have you done? You've done NerdOS. We're gonna give you the sequel, Rosie. We're gonna give you the sequel. Whether or not you do any good with it, we'll have to wait and see. But we're gonna give you the sequel. In terms of teams, it'll be 3D system, 2D audio, and network, so everyone that's needed there, and exactly the same on this one. 2D system, 3D audio, network. And the good news is it's going to be the designers sitting working on this for a while, so the programmers on those teams can just sit and chill, essentially. And then the designers are going to be working on NerdOS 2. So let's, oh man, I am nervous about this. I am nervous about this. I hope it makes money. I really, really hope it makes money. It has got some software for it. We ported some things. It did $780,000. Okay. Okay, I'll take that. Review of NerdOS. Tell a lot of work went into it. Not good really, is it? Ink Studio 8 wants some marketing though, so let's take that for contract marketing, I guess. In fact, have we finished all of our contract marketing? I think we have. Yeah, we absolutely have. Let's go ahead and take some more and keep that rolling for the contract marketing team. I am a little disappointed in that. I've got to be honest. I guess marketing being sparse doesn't really help. So hopefully it'll pick up a little bit. If we can start throwing that $75,000 at the marketing campaign, we might need a better marketing team, main marketing team, that is. Yeah, looking at it, there's actually a really solid chance. Let's bring amplitude down to like regular priority, and let's not worry about the rest of them. Let's bring vector down to like 5, vertex down to like 5, because NerdOS is the one that really needs to be getting out there. So let's see if in its second month it makes more money. Yeah, whatever, get out of here, I don't care. What are we looking at? 1.7 million, it made an extra $1 million. So that's actually pretty big. That's actually a pretty big deal. So I'll take that. We got some bugs, we got the update going. Let's prioritize the update, I guess. Wasn't this supposed to take like 2 years? Are we about to do like a 2-year project in a matter of like 3 months after the release of the operating system? It really seems like we're about to. And that's exciting because, I mean, really, in theory, it's going to bring the tech level of the operating system up to modern-ish standards. So it should make it sell more if, I guess, other companies can bring modern software to my operating system. I don't know if it will, but we'll find out. 1.9 million, so it is climbing. That's good. We're about to pass the $100 million mark as well, so we are doing really, really well here. It's also not got too many bugs to fix, which is lovely. So let's see. Let's finish that update and see what happens. NerdOS 2 is, wow, the 2D team's doing amazing work in there. Okay. We'll let them just keep going on with that. And I guess, I mean, we got some deals. What are we looking at? Support. I mean, I think my support team's doing pretty good. I don't want to sign them to something until like 2007, you know? I don't know that I want to, I don't know that I want to do that to them. That seems like a really long contract. But I also want to do more stuff. So I'm looking at this building and I honestly might turn these two lower studios into, I might get into game dev again. I think we might have to do that. Get into some game development. You know, put some programmers, some publishers, or some programmers, some designers, some artists in here. Get into some game dev stuff. See if we can maybe automate it. That would be kind of cool as well. I'd really like to, I would really like to get some automated game development going. But what I want to see, more importantly, is what are these complaints? Can't find food. I don't care. I want to see how much money NerdOS makes now that it's been updated, right? So it's outstanding, it's inspiring, it's got no publisher, but if we look at the details of it, in theory, I mean, let's see, can I see what it's used in, supported by, hold on a minute. Oh, these guys they've put a game on it, that's kind of cool. There's some antivirus on there, there's some Office software on there, there's another game on there. I actually kind of dig that. The tech levels are all a little bit more recent, which is great news. Expenses, wow. Good lord. That's kind of nuts. And that's the features. Okay. Competition. NerdOS is here. It is... I mean, Int 2 and Sloth 2 are kind of there. Sloth 2, I think, by the looks of it, had a pretty huge month there. But it seems like computer operating systems in general are not as big as they once were. So maybe instead of making NerdOS 2, we should have made a phone operating system and kind of got in that a little bit early, because we could just design like a brick, right? just do this instead of an actual like smartphone, which we can randomize a bit. And it's, oh man, I'm kind of tempted to make a smartphone now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm tempted to make a smartphone. You can make it really thin. Oh, I love it. Oh, I really should not be looking at all of this because I'm getting really, really tempted to make a phone. And looking at it, I mean, the manufacturing is a pretty huge deal. But if I was to do this, if I was to do hardware with vibration and touch and fingerprint scanners and relatively minimal everything else, it would take about a year to do this thing. And it recommends a price of $389.84. So I could probably get away with like $350 on the price of this phone. I mean, you know, a new framework might be needed. So yeah, it'll take about 2 years, but you know, it's what I'm tempted. I'm actually tempted to do this, even if we don't have the manufacturing for it. We might have to build a factory, essentially, but I kind of want to do it. 100% expected interest, about 2 years. It's going to be a smartphone. I mean, it looks like this. Of course, it has the Nerdersoft burgundy on the back, but it's ahead of its time. This thing coming out in, say, even 2003, like, this is ahead of its time. So I think we're going to go for it. And I might regret this. I really might, but I think it's what we're going to do. We'll give it to me. We'll have me head up the operating system, I guess. Manufacturing cost is only $175. So manufacturing cost is $175. We're selling it for, oh wow, the physical store takes $105. So $180 comes off the total price, and the total price was what? $350. That's still not bad. That's still not terrible. Okay. So system, we need hardware. We don't have a hardware team, which is gonna make this tricky, but we can get one. We're gonna have to get one, and maybe that is what we put in these spaces over here. But that's gonna do us for today. I think starting development on a mobile operating system and the fact that we're gonna have to set up hardware production and manufacturing in the next year is a pretty big deal. but I'm excited to do it. I think it's going to be really, really good. I think if we can get this phone out, there's 100% expected interest. I don't know how many mobile operating systems are out there. I don't know how many phones are out there. We might have to be careful with it, but NerdOS is doing okay, so hopefully the phone will as well. But that is going to do us for today. I think the next couple of years for the company are going to be really, really quite interesting. And hopefully interesting ends up meaning profitable, because if it doesn't, I'm going to be kind of annoyed. Oh, that bus just went through the camera. All right, good job. Yeah, that's going to do us for today. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.